welcome back to my channel. Really quick update. I am going to reduce video uploads to twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays. One, because my baby's coming and I want to make sure that I have a good upload schedule for now and when the baby's born, and I feel like I can keep up with 2 videos a week as opposed to every day. Two, I started writing my book, and as you guys know, all of my videos have blog posts to go with them. So the making the video and making the blog post and then like really dedicating myself to my book, it would just be a lot to have a video come out every day and still be dedicated to my book. So yeah, 2 videos a week, Wednesday and Friday. Okay, so today's video is a law of attraction video, something very near and dear to my heart. And today's subject is actually a really big subject. I want to talk about how to use the law of attraction to find your person, to find the love of your life. I actually used the law of attraction to find Adam, and I didn't even know it. I didn't even know it. So I read, The Secret, Asking It Is Given, and a book by Neville Goddard, and I forgot the name of it, but it's about visualizing and imagining. So learning about the law of attraction, I was like, oh, well, look at that. That's how I got my favorite person ever to come into my life. So I want to talk to you guys about the top things that I feel like can help you find your person. So I want to start with the number one thing, the most important aspect of finding your person using the law of attraction. We attract what we think we deserve. So it's very important that when you are thinking about relationships and when you're thinking about or visualizing your perfect relationship, it's very important that you do some inward work and kind of assess your self-esteem and assess what you want. A lot of this, I do feel like it has to do with insecurity. I could say from personal experience that a lot of my relationships were manifested through my own insecure vibrations and my own insecure views of myself. And the higher my self-esteem got and the more I tended to love myself, the better my relationships got. So, for example, if you feel like you're overweight, and you want to be in a relationship and you want to be happy with someone, if deep down you feel like you won't deserve that happiness until you lose that weight, then that's the vibration that you are putting out into the universe. And there are so many law of attraction techniques. There are so many practices that you can do. But at the end of the day, it's all about our vibration and what we're putting out and what we truly believe about ourselves. So the very, very first part of, making the decision that you're ready for your end-all be-all love is your relationship with yourself, because you're going to attract what you think you deserve, whether you know that or not. So if you feel like your relationship with yourself is pretty healthy and you're ready to kind of figure out what else you want from a relationship, you can move on to step number 2, which I would say is to be specific. Now, I am in no means saying have a laundry list of what your perfect partner is like. That is not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, and this kind of goes back to self-esteem and how you feel about yourself. If you are looking for a relationship and you just want someone to love, not necessarily somebody who but meets certain requirements, then that's more so acting out of desperation. That's more so acting out of want. And that's the vibration that you're putting out. You're putting out, I just want this so bad. I'm lacking someone to love, and that's what I want. So I would say that you have to meditate. Think about past relationships. Think about yourself and what you know about yourself, and figure out specific things that you expect from a relationship. An example for me was after my past relationship, before I met Adam, I knew in my heart that under no circumstance could I deal with someone who was dishonest, and could I deal with someone who couldn't communicate honestly. Like when it came down to having a conversation and figuring things out, I don't have it in me to be with someone who convolutes things to manipulate the conversation. That is something I cannot deal with. There are a lot of things in relationships that you have to deal with because you have to grow together. You know, when you spend your life with someone, you have a long road ahead and both of you have to grow. So there are going to be issues. So you can't make this laundry list. You can't make a laundry list of all the things that you don't want. But if there are things that you know that your spirit cannot take, you need to be aware of that. That's the only thing that was specifically important to me. You shouldn't have too many. You shouldn't have too many because relationships are complicated and there are some things that you will have to work through. But if there should be a couple of things that are deal breakers that, you know, your ideal partner should have instilled with them. Like for me, mine was just honesty. That was something that was very important to me. Okay, so the third step when looking for the love of your life is don't expect the person to be in the package that you expect for them to be. And this can be in 1,000,001 different ways. So I necessarily wasn't looking for a relationship when I met Adam, but one thing I did notice about him when I met him and got to know him a little bit more, like the more I got to know him, the more attractive I realized he was. And like now when we're hanging out, I'll just like be like, babe, if Jesus himself were to come down and be like, sketch a man, sketch the perfect man for you, I would sketch Adam even if I didn't know him. So I just think it's really funny that I found him and he looks exactly like the man of my dreams. But that's what happens with law of attraction. You attract exactly what you want when you figure out what you want. So don't expect it to come in the package that you've always envisioned. And this could be physicality. You could say, I've always wanted a buff partner with a strong jawline. Like, sure. But why is that important to you? What I'm really talking about though is things like ethnicity, things like weight, things like pay grade, things like where they're from in the world, things like political, religious beliefs, things that can create a person but don't necessarily have anything to do with the relationship that the two of you have. Those are outside factors. Everything I just listed is an outside factor that you will have to deal with in the relationship and figure out what you feel about it. But you can't have this mindset that you're going to be turning people down if they're not the ethnicity that you expect, if they're not the weight that you expect, if they don't make enough money, if they don't have a big enough house. Like, things like that are so materialistic and so superficial that it more so has to do with you. So if you do have things, because I know ethnicity is touchy, and I know religion and politics, those are touchy subjects that someone may feel, well, I have to know that about my partner. I have to know that my partner agrees with me on these things. What I would suggest is to take some time and write down what you expect from your partner, especially if it does conflict with religion, politics, ethnicity, things like that. So if it's very important that you marry within your race, write down why that's important to you. If it's very important that you marry someone who's already financially stable, write down why that's important to you. I'm not saying that if you have that reasoning that it is superficial and that it is wrong. What I'm saying is a lot of people who do have that reasoning have it for superficial reasons. So the second or whenever you do decide to take time to articulate your thoughts and figure out why that's so important in a partner, maybe your reasoning might change, or maybe you'll understand your core belief of why you expect this from a partner, as long as it's not stemming from how we're programmed, because that's really important, because a lot of our programming doesn't serve ourselves, and we have to remember that. The very last step, I would say, is detachment, the hardest part. Let go, let the universe work it out for you, and just be good to people. When you live your life constantly, because this is coming from experience, when you live your life constantly looking for the perfect relationship, you know, you always find what you're looking for. So if you're always looking for someone to be with, you'll find somebody to be with. Or if you're always looking for someone to coddle you and to hide your emotions in, you'll find someone. That doesn't mean it's going to be the healthiest relationship. That doesn't mean it's going to be the best person for you. That just means you found a body to support what you're looking for at the time. And that can be something completely different than your ideal love of your life relationship, you know? So you have to detach. Know what you want, establish what you want, and let it go. Let the universe do its work. And in the meantime, it's very important that you are good to people. I know some people who aren't necessarily the nicest or the most concerned about other humans if those other humans don't have anything to contribute to their lives. I know some people who will not be nice to men unless they're interested in the man. I know some guys who aren't nice to women because they're not interested in the women. And that's not the way we're supposed to be living life. We're supposed to be good, and we're supposed to act through love, and we're supposed to give compassion and ourselves, a portion of ourselves, to everyone we meet in any way we can. We're supposed to be spreading good energy and spreading good love. We can't be selective because we feel like a person doesn't serve us at the time. What I feel like starts to happen is when you start to be good to everyone and you start to expand the people that you meet and you start to see beautiful things within everyone. You start to meet more people, your social circle starts to grow, and that's actually a way that you may find your future partner. And when you're meeting so many people, you stop worrying about it because like when you're meeting so many people, you realize every single one of them isn't a candidate. So you just start to enjoy all these wonderful interactions you're having with so many different possible friends that all of a sudden the perfect person may pop up and you wouldn't even be aware. But because that's what happened to me. But yes, don't only live your life looking for your other half. I don't want to say that your partner shouldn't complete you, because I'd be lying if I said Adam didn't complete me, like, in every way. But you need to have a sense of self before you are ready to be in a serious relationship, especially if it's the person you see yourself with for a certain amount of time. You have to be in a certain mindset. But yeah, I think that is all I have to say. If you have any questions about anything that I mentioned, or if you'd like me to expand on anything, just leave a comment and I would be happy to. I also do have a blog post on this topic, but it's more so focused on, do you yourself feel like you deserve what you're asking for as far as relationships and love? So if you would like to check that out, I'll put a link to my blog down below. I'm pretty sure that is all I have to say for today. I am so glad to be making this video for you. I'm so glad to be making these videos for you. And I'm so appreciative of everyone who watches my videos and everyone who subscribes. And yeah, oh my God. Just thank you so much for supporting me and supporting my channel. I love you so much, and I will see you next video. Bye.